Number 17 USC returns to action Thursday against Washington. With the Los Angeles Times, I'm Lindsay Theory. This is Gary Klein, and these two teams haven't played for the last 2 seasons. Last time they did, Steve Sarkisian was the coach of the Huskies, and several of his current assistants were with him at Washington.
Sarkisian beat the Trojans in 09 and 10, both times on last-second field goals. You can be sure that USC does not want it to have to come down to a last-second situation against Washington at the Coliseum.
What about a reunion, Gary? I know you've spoke to plenty of players this week, and they've seemed to downplay, as has Sarkisian, the fact that they'll be facing some of his former players.
All the USC coaches talking about their experience at Washington. Justin Wilcox came up as a coach under Chris Petersen when he was at Boise State. But all of these coaches saying, no big deal, just another game. You know, you can believe that if you want, but my sense is if USC gets a chance to really lay it on Washington, those coaches are going to do it to show that fan base up there that they missed something when they left.
I don't believe it for 2 seconds, just for the record. All right, USC's defense had an outstanding performance in its last game at Arizona State. They forced 4 turnovers, and they'll have a chance to get after the quarterback early again on Thursday night. Washington will start freshman quarterback Jake Browning.
USC's defensive line played pretty well against Arizona State. But that position group remains a question mark going into this game. They have to do it consistently, and they have to get pressure on him. As a freshman, this is a kid playing for the first time in the Coliseum. If USC's defense steps up and can create the same kind of turnovers that they did against Arizona State, we'll say, okay, moving forward. If it's another game where there aren't too many turnovers, that's a step back.
Washington's defense is the top-rated defense in the Pac-12, which begs the question, how will USC use Adoree Jackson?
Well, if you believe the coaches, the USC coaches, much of Jackson's role on offense is going to depend on how much Kevon Seymour plays on defense. He's been nursing a knee injury. He's back for this game. I'm sure he's going to be on the field. And whether he plays or not, they need to get Jackson onto the offensive side and get him the ball. If they don't, they are going to reopen themselves to criticism.
As we've seen plenty of times in the past, it's a Thursday night game, which means anything can happen. Gary and I will be at the Coliseum plenty early in case you're sitting in traffic. We'll have all the latest from pregame and postgame reaction as well. Keep it on the Los Angeles Times for all the latest on the Trojans.